Peace and blessings, everybody out there. Let's go ahead and put that good energy out into the universe, out into the heavens. All praise and glory belongs to the creator of the heavens and the earth. Now it's time to prepare for 2022. Angel time. That means we got to tighten up our ranks. And speaking of Angel Time, I want y'all to go ahead and subscribe to my backup channel called Angel Time. The link will be in the description below in case YouTube bans me for another 2 weeks from posting videos and they keep taking down my videos. The machine don't want this truth to get out. So let's do our part to keep the ball rolling on my other page. And I will also post separate topics on that page as well. As we enter this year 2022, we have to increase our prayers to the most merciful one. That's the most important thing in our lives at this point, is prayer. We have to continue to seek his mercy and constantly repent because tick-tock, our days is running out. It's almost over with. It's all kind of madness planned for America, Babylon in these end days. We have to have that mentality that there is no future here in America. So we can't be living in La La Land. We got to understand that we got to get ready for the last day. In the Quran, Allah the Most High tells us that the righteous believers are those that believe in the last day. In Surah 3, verse 114, it says, Bismillahi ar-Rahmanir Rahim. They believe in Allah and the last day, and they enjoin what is right and forbid what is wrong and hasten to good deeds, and those are amongst the righteous. Surah 4, verse 136 says, O you who have believed, believe in Allah and his messenger and the book that he sent down upon his messenger and the scripture which he sent down before. And whoever disbelieves in Allah and his angels, his books, his messenger, and the last day has certainly gone far astray. Believing in the last day is important to us righteous folks. It keeps your mentality sharp. Like, hey, the end is coming. I can't sin and I can't break these commandments because I will have to stand before my creator on the last day. Those of us that believe in the books of God, we understand that judgment day is coming. And many signs are pointing to these times that we are living in now, that they are leading up to the beginning of the end. Our 400 years in this nation is up. It's been up since 2019, and we see the Most High control the universe, which all points to one inevitable conclusion: the fall of the daughter of Babylon. This is the mentality we have to keep our eyes open and stay watchful and prepare ourselves spiritually and mentally and physically for these coming trials and tribulations that will only increase each year. Each season, a new chapter is being played out. We are near the end of that book. So that's why we prepare for the end by increasing our prayers. Make your prayers a little bit longer. Confess to the Most High that you have done wickedness and admit to him your sins. Repent. Seek forgiveness. Let's make our prayers more deep and more devout to the most merciful one, El Rahman. Prayer is power. Sincere, devout, patient prayer is superpower. Praise and glorify him and call him upon the best of names, the Most High, the most gracious, the King of Kings, the creator of the heavens and the earth, the Almighty, the all-powerful, the master of the day of judgment, the most merciful, Allah, the eternal. This is how you change your spirit and start picking up on some of that God's power. Pray to him multiple times a day, morning, day, and night, every day for the rest of your life until you die. Because death is coming to Babylon, and a lot of us won't make it. In fact, most of us won't make it. So when we die, we want to make sure we die in a state of righteousness. We want to make sure that whatever day we die on, we made our prayers that day. Never leave your house to go run an errand if you haven't prayed. Never leave your house without praying to the Most High first, standing before him and bowing to him and glorify him. He will send out angels to watch over you throughout your day. If you don't pray, then you be heading outside with no protection. The demons out there waiting to prey on you. We want to die in a state of being submissive and obedient to the commandments of our Creator and fearing him and him alone. We got to work on our spirit before we get to the next step of survival. An atheist can prepare for the end times all they want by buying 1,000,000 guns and gallons of water and having an outpost in the mountain somewhere and buying a ton of canned food, but it won't mean anything if their spirit is not connected to the Creator. You can't survive the end of America if you are not a prayer warrior in these end days. God will not allow disbelievers to escape his destruction. Who cares about your own personal opinion? Fall on your face to the Most High like the prophets did and pray to him. You can't see him, but he's closer to you than your own jugular vein. Connect your pineal gland to the feet of the Most High, to the throne of the Most High. Let your blood flow to the center of your pineal gland while you bowing down, and let your blood be purified and filtered through your spiritual portal that's connected to the Most High by praising him. That's understanding power. Some people practice magic, but us believers, we practice prayer. Prayer is more powerful than magic and witchcraft and all that BS. Plug your pineal gland to the Most High. Make that connection. Bow down. Fall on your face like the prophets. Submit yourself and humble yourself to the Almighty Lord. Make that connection. Now that I planted that seed in your head, let's move on to the next thing we got to focus on in these end days. Fasting. We should try to fast at least once a week, twice a week. Fasting is discipline and spiritual strength building. Fasting leaves your vessel empty to be filled with the blessings of the Most High. Fasting is your prayers on the fast lane to the throne of the Most High so he can answer your prayers VIP, rush delivery. And it's going to be important to fast in these end days, man. The famine is coming. No food, no water. It will be scarce. When I was a kid, I grew up fasting during Ramadan. And I used to wonder as a kid, why do Allah want us to fast for 30 days? I wonder if he's preparing us for the end times famine. Now that I'm a grown man, I'm seeing it make sense now. Those of us that fasting during Ramadan, we've been preparing for these times when there will be no food. So our stomach got to get used to not eating. And we know how to fast because we've been doing it all our lives. Practice fasting so your body knows what it's like to go a whole day without no food. So you won't fold when the famine comes. A lot of people will fold when their stomach get hungry. A hungry stomach is when your true spirit gets tested. Also, with fasting, you get so much physical benefits and detox benefits and beauty benefits. It keeps you looking younger longer and you won't age so quick. So in 2022, let's increase our fasting so we could keep our spiritual energy on fire and stay connected to the Most High as he sends his download unto the earth. Yeah, you got to be in tune with the heavens. The Most High is always sending down decrees and downloads. You just got to be able to pick up on it by keeping your mind and your spirit clean. We can't be listening to these evil ass rap songs all day, pumping demonic energy into your brain. You can't be stuffing your stomach with meat all day long. It's cutting off your pineal gland and making it calcified. You can't be drunk and intoxicated. You won't get any of those heavenly downloads. And if you got tattoos, you can't get any more tattoos, man. There is a spiritual demon that's attracted to tattoos because tats are forbidden in the Bible. And when a person does something that goes against the scriptures, you attract a demonic spirit to you because demons love unclean actions. Demons love sin and transgression. And when a person sins and transgress, a demonic spirit becomes your companion. So if you tatted up, you can't do that no more in 2022 and the rest of your life because now you have no excuse because you're about to read a verse that forbids tattoos. In Leviticus 19:28, it says, "You shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead, nor tattoo any marks on you. I am the Lord." I know in this evil, sick, twisted society, we are taught that tattoos are cool and fun and you can express yourself and it's artwork and everybody else doing it, so it's normal. It's not that big of a deal, but that's just the spirit of Satan convincing you that evil is good. Also, when you pray, You gotta pray in clean clothes. You can't be having musty boxers on and smelly panties on. You can't pray to the Most High wearing dirty socks and your pants got piss drops in it and boo-boo streaks in your drawers and your shirt filled with sweat and must and food stains all over your clothes and you let your dog hop all over you and now your clothes is covered in they filth. You got to pray to the Most High in a state of cleanliness. Cleanliness is half of faith. Cleanliness is next to godliness. The Most High deals with clean. The Most High deals with clean. So everybody should buy a prayer robe that they could put on when they pray. And when you finish praying, take it off so it don't get dirty. Make sure your drawers is clean and your socks is clean before you pray to the Most High. And women, you're supposed to pray with your head covered. So if you don't have a head covering, a scarf or hijab, you got to go buy one and start praying to your Lord with your head covered like Mother Mary. Like Mother Mary, like the wives of the prophets, they all wore head coverings. In 1 Corinthians 11:5, it says, "But every woman that prays or prophesies with her head uncovered dishonors her head, for that is one and the same as if her head was shaven." So if you praying with your head uncovered, then it's like you walking around bald-headed, clean-shaven. This year, we have to be a more righteous person than we were last year. We have to constantly get closer to the Most High. We want to be up under Him and up under His protection. So you got to have the mentality like, hey, last year I didn't pray on my headscarf. Let me take a step closer to my Creator and buy me a headscarf this year so I could pray to my Creator as He commanded us. In these end times, we have to guard our prayers. Nothing is more important in these end times but prayer. Now that we got prayer and fasting as the two top important things we have to maintain in 2022, let's get into the next step of the things that you need to prepare for and have as we enter this year. Everybody should have this bushcraft survival book by now. If you don't have it, you need to order it right now from Amazon.com or something similar. Any kind of wilderness survival book. Another good book is called When All Hell Breaks Loose. And keep these books with your grab and go bug out bag. So whenever BS hit the fan, whenever we see reports that people have mutated into zombies, or we see the machine gathering people up into FEMA camps and Walmart camps, or we see New York City or LA get nuked or flooded by a tidal wave, and we got to flee out the cities and head into the woods toward the closest mountain, we can open up this book, read it, and learn how to make fires, tie ropes, make traps, how to make tools, how to identify certain things, certain plants and fruits and berries, and a large variety of skills and advice. Let's stop playing games. There is nothing else left to invest here in Babylon except planning to escape and buying the items needed to make our evacuation much easier. You got people thinking about buying a house in 2 years, going to school to get this degree, making plans to start a business. You know, women, they want 2, 3 more kids, planning vacations here and there, investing in stock and buying NFTs and Bitcoin and preparing for the metaverse. People's priorities is all bugged out, thinking this nation will last forever. The main thing you should be investing in is making sure you secure your position in the kingdom of heaven paradise, making sure that you secure that gold mansion waiting for us. And you invest by praying and fasting and feeding the poor and living righteous and following the commandments. Then you invest by buying things you will need to survive the collapse, making sure you got a gun, an assault rifle, a sword, a bushcraft survival book. Make sure you got hard copies of the scriptures so you can read while you encamped in the woods or laying low in an abandoned factory. laying low in an abandoned factory. Make sure you got things you can use to hunt and kill. Nobody knows when the end is, but let's prepare for it like it's this year. And if it's not this year or next year, at least we are prepared for it whenever it happens. And if it don't happen in our lifetime, at least our children has tools, weapons, and necessities needed to survive if the collapse happened in their lifetime. Now, I ain't saying don't invest in the American materialistic future, such as going to school and buying houses and investing in whatever. Yes, do that, because we may have many years left, but at the same time, we may not have many years left in America. So the priority should be investing in escaping and fleeing and having the survival tools needed to make your journey easier. Once you got your survival things bought up, then yeah, you can go ahead and invest in the worldly life of America if you choose. But escaping and fleeing is priority. Buy you a sword, because let's be real, you're gonna have to defend yourself in the chaos. Everybody should have a sword by now. It's common sense. Every man should have a sword. We warriors, right? We protectors, right? When I say sword, I'm talking about guns and an actual sword. You gotta have both, because what you gonna do when all the bullets run out? You are going to use your sword, and you want to make sure everybody around you got swords too. I actually bought a spear also. This one right here, it's cost $100 off Amazon. It's 7 feet long. You could use this to hunt while you're in the wilderness. You could use this to protect you and your family from bears and mountain lions and wolves. And you could aim for the zombie's head with this from a nice distance of 7 feet. Buy a spear for you and your sons, so when we flee away from the burning, chaos-filled cities, you and everybody around you has weapons. You don't want to be the only one with a weapon. And ladies, I don't even care if you have a 9-year-old son. He gotta man up in these end days when BS hits the fan. And he gotta become a man at 9 years old, walking around with a gun and a sword as y'all escape the cities. When you buy a sword, it has to be over $150, man. Don't buy a cheap $40 or $80 sword. That's decoration. It's a wall hanger. It's made out of stainless steel. It will break during combat. Make sure when you're looking for a sword, it says high carbon steel and a full Tang handle and 1095 or 1060 heated and battle ready. So look for these 4 things: 1060 or 1095, high carbon steel, full Tang, and combat ready. Full Tang means that the metal inside the handle is a full piece of blade, a full piece of metal, and it's not a rat tail that will break inside the handle when you swing. Combat ready means it's already sharpened and is ready to kill. You don't want to buy a sword that's not sharpened. Many sellers sell them dull, and you got to go to a swordsmith to get it sharpened or sharpen it yourself. Also buy a sword sharpening kit and a whetstone. You want to make sure that you are able to sharpen your sword and your axes and your knives and whatever else you're using out there in the wilderness. And buy a machete. You might come across some thick bushes where you got to cut a path through the woods, or you might have to chop some wood or some bark or whatever uses you will need with the machete. And also buy an axe. You could use this as self-defense, but mainly to chop down trees and branches and wood, and you might build you a hut shelter, or you might need to make a pile of logs to make your fire. Also buy water straws, life straws. So when you come across a dirty looking creek or stream or river or a nasty looking pond, but it's the only water source around and you need to stay hydrated, you could drink the water with these life straws. Buy more than one. Buy water purification tablets to make dirty water safe to drink. Buy fire making kits. These are the most important things to have to survive: a sword or spear, water, and fire. Make sure you got your water and make sure you can make a fire. Buy a flashlight, a powerful one. Buy a solar power bank so you can recharge your devices. Buy hiking boots. You may be in a situation where you have to walk over hills and mountains and all kinds of rocky terrain and snow. And y'all old folks out there with bad knees and bad feet, buy one of these garden wagons. We may have to pull you in these for a few miles when your feet get sore and you can't keep up with the younger crowd. At least you could rest in one of these as we pull you along. Also, this can help carry our belongings. This costs about $120 to $180 on Amazon. If you got the money, buy the more heavy duty ones. You don't want one that's going to break a wheel after a couple miles down the rocky terrain. Also, if you have young children, these are good to carry them around in. Mind you, it may not be smart to travel in cars. Nobody wants to be on the highway where the military will be at. A group of raiders or thieves and purgers waiting to rob any car they see traveling, setting up roadblocks and traps and all kind of wicked schemes. It will be all kinds of anarchy and chaos and lawlessness when society collapses. And besides, when you run out of gas in your car, you will be on foot anyway. This is things we have to think about and consider. Also, buy a drone. It's not necessary, but it's nice to have. So you can fly up in the air and check out the premises and make sure the coast is clear. Make sure you don't see a group of zombies anywhere. Make sure you don't see a band of raiders and purgers and thieves and criminals anywhere. Make sure you don't see the military coming anywhere. You might want to fly around in search of a source of water or see if you see any buildings that you can get supplies from. You can fly through the windows and search the hallways and buildings and check each room. You could be the eye in the sky for your men who are out there hunting and securing the area. And you can also find where the deer at or whatever else you need to hunt. A decent drone is this Skyline X drone. They are about $200 and $100. And I'm going to put the link in the description also. Obviously, if you got the money to buy a better drone that's $600 or $1,000 or more, to go ahead and get it. Also, again, you got to buy a solar power bank so you can recharge your devices. No point in having a drone in the wilderness if you don't have a way to charge it back up. You can go to Amazon and type in solar power bank. These are about 30 to 50 bucks. Hang these over your backpacks as you're walking through the ruins and the wilderness. And buy more than one so you can always have solar power when one drains out. Next, buy a first aid kit for scrapes and burns and bullet wounds. You might get shot, you might fall and bust your head or twist an ankle, and scratches and bites. You might just got finished fighting off a wild hungry coyote. So you need your first aid kit. Buy a rain poncho for obvious reasons. Buy a fishing net for obvious reasons. Buy a bow and arrow or a crossbow. Buy a shotgun to clear back crowds. Buy a bottle of multivitamins. You will need your vitamins in these end days where food will be scarce. Buy a crowbar. You might have to pry open the door to a building and look for surprise, or pry a car door open or whatever. And buy a portable tent so you can have somewhere to sleep and rest while you moving up out of here. All of this is just basic things to have as we sit back and wait for the moment where we gotta flee up out of here. It's many more things you can buy, but I'm not gonna list them all in this video. Maybe another video. This is just the basic stuff I could think of off the top of my head. Also, I want y'all to watch some primitive technology videos on YouTube. I want you to get an idea of how to build mud huts and shelters and how to make tools out of sticks and stones. And also watch these videos right here of these two men, these two Asian men right here. They making fish traps and they making shelters out of wood and mud. You go ahead and YouTube, type in primitive shelter or primitive survival. They actually make some decent homes out of nothing. So when you bored and you got downtime, watch these videos so you can have an idea of how to survive out there. As we enter 2022 this spring, we got to get ready for any possible scenarios and chaos and drama, if any. 2022 might be a normal, easygoing year, but stay watchful and vigilant. Now, let's talk about the secondary preparation, which is stocking up on canned foods and bags of rice and beans. You want non-perishable food stocked up that has a shelf life of 3+ years. Don't be out here buying a freezer full of frozen meat and chicken. That stuff will spoil in 2 months, and nothing might not happen in 2 months. When the power is cut off, that stuff will spoil in a matter of days. Buy canned food. I know we hate canned food, but it's survival mentality. Buy bags of beans and rice. All you gotta do is add water, let it soak, and you got you a nice meal of beans and rice. Make sure you put them in Ziploc bags, because I had an incident where pantry moths got into my food and laid eggs and ate up my beans. So to avoid pantry moths, put your beans and rice inside Ziploc bags. Also buy jugs of water, cases of water, 6 months supply of water. You need water to survive. I call this the secondary preparation because this is stuff you will use when chaos initially hits the fan. We don't know how everything plays out, but eventually we can't stay hunkered down in our homes. We gotta get up and flee, and nobody's gonna be carrying all that food. So let's say we are in a situation where we can't go outside and buy or whatever. We have food in our home saved up. We can at least grab as much as we can carry off with us when it's time to flee the cities. For real, we should have been left America by now. But since we still here, all of this is just a possible plan B. But then again, all of this could mean nothing. Russia and China could drop a nuke on our cities tomorrow and wipe us all out and leave us no chance of survival. We all blown up and dead. That's why I say the most important thing to prepare for is the last day. Making sure your prayers is right, keep repenting, and prepare to stand before your creator. But if we are able to survive, let's say we turn on the news one day and we see, hey, New York City just got nuked and now the whole nation is into chaos. Or an earthquake just swallowed up Los Angeles. Or we turn on the news one day and Joe Biden say, hey, we are going to gather up everybody who has not been ejected with the zombie Jews, and we're going to put them in quarantine camps because it's a lot of new variants out there and it's causing our nation trouble. Whatever madness and lies and BS they got going on. Then we know it's time to grab your bug out bag and duck and dodge your way to meet up with your family or organization who also has been preparing for this day. Then y'all make y'all way up out the city and flee from the trouble. Head to the Mexican border. Everybody hiking through the woods with their bug out bags and their guns and sword and whatever else they done grab. Finding somewhere safe and secluded to lay low and set up tents and camp out and pray and wait for the help of the Most High. Some say the chariots driven by angels will come down and save the righteous out of Babylon. Beam us up out of here. So we endure until that happens, or we just die fighting and stand before our creator as a righteous person that stays separate away from the transgressions and iniquities and perversion and fornication of America, who is Babylon again, who is Sodom again, who is Egypt again. That's the mentality we should all have is, okay, we are living in Sodom again. We are living in Babylon and Egypt again. We know what happened to those nations. We see America is following the sins of those nations. So let's not get rocked to sleep into being a part of this nation's customs and everyday life. We gotta have the mentality of Lot. He got the hell up out of Sodom and didn't look back. When his wife looked back, he kept going without her. Sometimes we gotta leave our loved ones behind. The Most High ain't playing. The Messiah said in Luke 17:32, remember Lot's wife. We got to have that mentality of Noah. Noah knew the flood was coming, and he spent years preparing for the flood, building his ark, gathering the animals. Just like today, we have to spend our lives preparing for the flood that's coming to America. And it won't be rain this time. It will be fire and war and pestilence and earthquakes and all kinds of destruction that we can't even comprehend yet. That's what the rainbow means. The rainbow means God won't destroy earth with rain again. Next time, it will be fire and war. Mankind will destroy each other. Science will enslave mankind. Why do you think the Matrix came out all of a sudden in December 2021? To introduce you back into the Matrix. As we head into 2022, we got to look for several things. This pestilence that will continue to mutate. We already have a new variant found in France called they claim it's more contagious than the Omarion. This pestilence will continue to mutate until we get the Omega strain. The Omega strain is end game. That might kill more people off left and right like the bubonic plague. That might cause the government to enact some massive lockdown or some mandatory chips implemented into people to prove they had the snake bite. We are witnessing society transition into a robotic, digital, virtual society where people will conduct everyday life in the metaverse. I won't be surprised to see by the end of this year every household with the Oculus device in their homes as people begin to plug into the Matrix metaverse. Also this year, Elon Musk is rolling out his Neuralink brain chips in people. He said he want to put brain chips in people starting in 2022, which sounds like the precursor to the mark of the beast on the forehead. In Revelations 13:16, it says, and he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hands or in their foreheads. Now Elon Musk wants to put a chip in your head. We see Staples Center in LA change their name to Crypto.com. This is their agenda to push and roll out a digital reality with a digital currency where they can control the population. People who don't have this liquid in their body won't be able to buy or sell in this digital world, this new world that they're getting ready to build, that they already built it. That is what this is all boiling down to. Before you know it, the machine gonna tell you that you need 6 booster shots, and you got people that's actually gullible enough to go ahead and take 6 booster shots. They are desperate in trying to put as much of this chemical inside you as possible, and they are about to turn the 5G switches on. Over the past year and a half, they've been building more and more 5G towers, putting them everywhere. Who knows what kind of effect these magic wands will have on the people who are walking around with this liquid computer program flowing through their veins. Will it give off some kind of signal to control you? Will it activate whatever parasite is inside this liquid, like this doctor found in this lab right here? She said she found a Hydra type parasite inside these liquids. Will it cause more people to become more aggressive and angry and demonic and murderous? Or will it make people begin to drop dead like flies? Frequencies control liquid. Look at this video. You see how the frequency is manipulating the water. Imagine if some mad scientist said, hey, let me build a giant tower of these frequency machines and let me see if I could control humans like my own personal robots, if I can inject a specific liquid inside them. Bill Gates, Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, Dr. Fauci, all of these rich billionaires and millionaires have one mind: to give power and authority to the beast. And speaking of beast, back in November, the United Nations headquarters in the daughter of Babylon, which is New York City, unleashed this idol of the beast from Revelations 13:2. These people are displaying proudly who they serve. They are giving authority and a seat of power to the beast. And that's why they got this idol of the beast in front of the United Nations headquarters. Daniel 7:3 says, and 4 great beasts came up from the sea, diverse from one another. The first was like a lion and had eagle's wings. This statue is representing that beast. Its location is representing that beast. Every year, mankind is heading closer and closer to our reckoning. Each year, more of the puzzle is being revealed. The pattern is getting easier to decipher. Who knows? We just gotta pray and keep our spirit strong and sit back and wait, because at the end of the day, that's all we have is our spirit. Nothing else matters. All that survival stuff I said to buy, it don't matter. It's optional. It's convenient to have. It's materialistic, but we gotta save our souls first before we even consider the flesh, before we consider the worldly life. Our souls is what counts. Our faith in the Almighty is what counts. Making sure we live a lifestyle that doesn't lead us to being tossed into the hellfire on the day of judgment is what counts. And this year, we on angel time. We gotta step to the forefront as the righteous, mighty men and the righteous, virtuous women. Don't let these demonic spirits cause you to hide your faith. Don't let these demonic spirits lead your ass into the hellfire because you want to fit in and you want to belong and you want to partake in the wickedness with all your friends. Because Satan, he don't care about some angel time. He won't stop attacking you spiritually until he gets what he wants, and he wants you to commit sins so he can see you burn in the hellfire with him. He's going to put all kinds of doubts in your mind and all kinds of alternate conclusions and different ideologies and doctrines. He's going to make you feel ashamed of your beliefs, but you got to expect that and seek refuge from him. A'udhu billahi minash shaitani rajim, and stay firm to the path, the narrow straight path that leads to our Creator and his kingdom, his gates of paradise. 2022, all that evil BS is over with. All that playing both sides of the fence is over with, man. You gotta choose a side now. You can't eat at the table with the Lord and at the table with demons. You gotta change ASAP, because ain't no telling who gonna be alive to witness 2023. You don't know when the Most High will order his angels to come pour his bowls of wrath over the earth to get the party started, to rock the show. I'm out, y'all. I want y'all to go ahead and stay prayed up, stay bowed down, press like and subscribe, and hit that bell notification button.